The rain hammered against the floor-to-ceiling windows of Sophia Martinelli's penthouse, each drop catching the city lights like falling stars. At 35, she had everything the world said mattered: a thriving fashion empire, a Manhattan apartment that graced magazine covers, and invitations to galas where champagne flowed like water. Yet tonight, as she stood in her silk evening gown, something felt hollow. The charity auction downstairs was in full swing. Sophia had donated a limited-edition handbag from her latest collection. Watching wealthy patrons bid with the casual indifference of those who had never known want. The irony wasn't lost on her. She'd grown up in the very neighborhood these charities claimed to help. Back when designer clothes were dreams stitched together with hope. As the evening wound down, Sophia decided to walk home instead of taking her usual car service. The rain had stopped, leaving the streets glistening like a runway. That's when she saw her, a small figure huddled in the doorway of a closed boutique, clutching a torn backpack against her chest. The girl couldn't have been more than 12, with dark hair matted against her face and clothes that had seen too many nights on the street. But it was her eyes that stopped Sophia cold. They held the same fierce determination Sophia remembered seeing in her own reflection years ago, when she'd sketched fashion designs by streetlight because the electricity had been cut off at home. "Hey there," Sophia said softly, crouching down in her $1,000 dress without a second thought. "What's your name, sweetheart?" The girl looked up, startled. "Maya," she whispered, her voice barely audible above the city's hum. "I'm Sophia. Are you hungry, Maya?" Maya's stomach answered before she could, and Sophia's heart broke a little more. She remembered that hunger not just for food, but for someone to see you as more than invisible. "Come with me," Sophia said, extending her hand. "I know a place that makes the best hot chocolate in the city." Maya hesitated, then slowly reached out. Her small hand was cold but surprisingly steady, the hand of a survivor. The all-night diner was a stark contrast to the glittering charity event, but it felt more real. Under the fluorescent lights, Sophia learned Maya's story in fragments. Parents lost to addiction. Foster homes that felt more like prisons. Running away became easier than staying in places where she was just a number, a problem to be managed. "I draw sometimes," Maya admitted, pulling a crumpled sketch from her backpack. It was a dress, elegant and flowing, drawn with the kind of intuitive understanding of form that couldn't be taught. Sophia's breath caught. The design was raw but brilliant, showing an eye for proportion and beauty that reminded her of her own early work. "Maya, this is incredible. Did you know I'm a fashion designer?" Maya's eyes widened. She'd never heard of Sophia Martinelli, but something in the woman's voice made her believe. "Would you like to stay with me tonight?" Sophia asked. "Just for tonight, somewhere warm and safe." That one night stretched into a week, then a month. Sophia's pristine apartment slowly transformed. Art supplies appeared on the marble coffee table. Disney movies joined the collection of French films, and the guest room became Maya's sanctuary. Decorated with her increasingly sophisticated sketches, the transformation wasn't one-sided. Sophia found herself seeing her work differently through Maya's eyes. The girl's questions were profound in their simplicity. Why do rich people buy sad-looking clothes? Or can beautiful things make people happy? Sophia began incorporating Maya's observations into her designs. A new collection emerged, Found Beauty. Inspired by the way Maya saw glamour in unexpected places, the iridescence of a puddle. The way sunlight caught in glass buildings, the elegant lines of birds in flight. The fashion world took notice. Vogue called it Martinelli's most authentic work yet. Elle praised its emotional honesty wrapped in sophisticated elegance. But the real magic happened when Maya appeared at Sophia's studio one afternoon wearing a simple dress from the collection. Her hair finely healthy and shining. Her smile radiant with confidence. "I want to be a designer too," Maya announced. "But I want to make clothes that make people feel like they matter." Sophia's eyes filled with tears. She'd given Maya a home, But Maya had given her something even more precious: purpose. The legal adoption process took 8 months. Sophia navigated meetings with social workers, court appearances, and endless paperwork with the same determination that had built her empire. Every obstacle felt worth it when she saw Maya's face light up at the prospect of truly belonging somewhere. The day the adoption was finalized, they celebrated with a photo shoot for Teen Vogue, mother and daughter, a love story told through fashion. Maya wore her own design, a dress she'd sketched and helped create in Sophia's atelier. The images went viral, not just for their glamour, but for the authentic love radiating from both faces. At the after-party, a reporter asked Sophia if she ever regretted taking such a big risk with her carefully crafted lifestyle. Sophia looked across the room where Maya was confidently discussing design theory with a group of fashion students, completely at ease in a world that had once seemed impossible to reach. "The biggest risk," Sophia replied, "would have been walking past and pretending I didn't see her." Maya didn't just change my life, she completed it. 2 years later, Maya's first solo design was featured on the cover of Harper's Bazaar. The accompanying article called her fashion's most inspiring young voice, but Sophia's proudest moment wasn't seeing Maya's success. It was watching her daughter start a foundation for homeless youth, ensuring no child's potential would be overlooked simply because they lacked an address. At the foundation's launch gala, Sophia watched Maya give a speech about the power of believing in someone else's dreams. The audience was captivated by this poised teenager who spoke with wisdom beyond her years about resilience, creativity, and love. "Sometimes," Maya said, her voice carrying across the ballroom, "an angel comes disguised as a stranger in an expensive dress who's brave enough to stop and see you as human. But the real magic happens when you realize you've both been saving each other all along." The standing ovation lasted 5 minutes. Sophia couldn't stop crying, tears of joy, pride, and overwhelming gratitude for the rainy night that brought them together. Later, as they rode home through the same streets where they'd first met, Maya leaned against Sophia's shoulder. "Mom," she said. The words still sent warmth through Sophia's heart every time. "Do you think we were meant to find each other?" Sophia squeezed her daughter's hand. "I think we were meant to save each other, sweetheart. Can create something beautiful in the process." Outside the window, the city lights sparkled like scattered diamonds, each one holding the promise that somewhere, someone else was about to have their life forever changed by an unexpected act of love. Like and subscribe for more videos.